So now you're getting your head around more and more what capital gains taxes are. This time you really want to understand how to calculate long-term capital gains. Well, guess what? I'm going to give you the answer to that in a very brief video coming up. Hi there, I'm Billy Keels, and I'm back once again to share some tips and strategies with you that are going to help you to go out and make more money. They're going to help you to have more control over your free time, and ultimately they're going to help you to live with less stress. So if it's your first time here, why don't you go ahead and subscribe and like the channel, and you know what, once you find value in the video, why don't you go ahead and share it with at least 2 or 3 other friends. That way you are actively participating in helping our community to grow with other like-minded individuals, and that's going to help us all move forward faster together. So I want to thank you for that right up front, and I want to make this video super brief because you've already watched the 2 previous videos, and if you haven't, I would recommend that you go check them out. But let's get into what is long-term capital gains and also how will that affect you. And I felt like the best way to do that is to give you an example, because once again, I've been talking to a lot of people lately, especially people that are in retirement age and over 59 and a half, and they're really concerned because there's a lot of different things happening in the market right now, especially people that are in the stock market or in a lot of different paper assets. And because there's this concern and people want to understand, well, you know, how quickly can I get my money back, like the payback period, or what are the cash on cash returns and things like that. What I thought we'd also do is make sure that you understand, kind of like Tom Wheelwright says, if you want to change your tax, you got to change your facts. And so just to help make you more educated around this whole concept of capital gains, because it's come up a lot, wanted to break down in the previous 2 videos, talked about what capital gains are. And also we talked and looked at an example around short-term capital gains. So we're going to go back to that same example to talk about long-term capital gains. And first and foremost, it's the same concept. So you've purchased an asset and you bought it for $1 million, and you're going to keep it. This time you're going to keep it more than 365 days. Once again, check all this stuff with your tax attorney or your accountant. They will let you know how all of this applies to your specific situation. I just want to give you an example of things that are working for me, right? So as it relates, you have this asset, you're going to keep it more than 365 days. You bought it at $1 million, and after 365 days, you're going to sell it for $1.5 million. That means you're going to keep the money in the middle, which is $500,000. And because you've kept it longer than 365,000 or 365 days, then you get an opportunity to be, well, taxed at long-term capital gains rates. And so I think what we'll also do is we'll get the image somewhere around here that shows you exactly what the capital gains for long-term, what that tax bracket looks like. But we're going to use the same example, and we're going to say now it's $500,000. And depending on when you watch this, it may change a little bit higher or lower, but we'll keep that in general. So at anything over $441,000 in gains, actually today is taxed at 20%. So if you take that $500,000, you're taxed at 20% because it's a long-term capital gain, you actually keep $400,000. And so it's just information for you to know, because if you look at the difference between selling maybe on day 363 versus selling on day 370, there can be a really big difference. And if you don't know what that difference is, I would recommend that you watch the previous video, because we break down what the impact is on short-term capital gains. But for this video, the long-term capital gains on $500,000 in earnings, you would actually be bringing home $400,000 and paying 20% in tax based on the way that the rules are today. So like I said, I want to keep these videos super simple. I'd love to get your comments. I'd love to know what you think. So feel free to leave a comment below and just ask me the other questions, either this or the previous video, and then that way we can engage with one another a bit more. So also too, if you're a busy professional and you are working like a crazy 6-figure salary job, and you also have these dreams of being able to build your own business, well, I've been doing that, and I'm still on that path, and I'd be happy to share with you the things that I've learned so far, the things that have worked and the things that haven't worked, so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. So if you want to find out about that, just go to keeponcashflow.com/roadmap and just leave your name and your email address, and I will send that PDF out to you really quickly, and then that way we can stay in touch with one another. But make sure that you leave your comments in today's video. And also, if you want to know a little bit more or a lot more about what the real asset investing, experts as well as investors are doing in the United States you can go to the Going Long podcast with Billy Keels. We're twice a week. We're bringing a wonderful content to you and been getting a lot of fantastic feedback. You can find us on all the major platforms for podcasting as well as video. So listen, that's my 2 cents for today. I want to wish you a wonderful day. And until then, we'll see you in the next video. Make it a great day.